days. Welcome back to What She Says Sports. I'm over here on my phone. All right. How's everybody doing? Legendary. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So we're live on 3 platforms. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube and X. So, you know, I put together a good show, but we always talk about things that pop up. And of course, there's a late breaking development coming out of Cleveland, but we're going to get into the Buffs first so we can talk about Cleveland. Before we get into the Buffs, Jimmy Horn Jr. was breaking ankles today. He shook somebody off so much they fell on the ground. I was like, okay, this is like a poster. This is like a poster. So Jimmy Horn Jr. had wonderful camp today. We talked about the numbers earlier today with Cleveland, and they are off tomorrow and headed to Philly. So we're going to get into that. Let's get into the Buffs. Okay, so Colorado, not ranked. We only got one vote for the top 25. I don't know why we kicked out of it, but we are. But, I kind of really don't care. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I feel like we used to it. What do y'all think about it? Colorado's unranked. I don't really care because they snub us every year, right? So why get upset about it? We don't really care about the rankings. They don't really matter. And while it's true, there's teams that had, they weren't as good as Colorado was, but it was Oklahoma. So maybe, the conference, gave them some weight and we're disrespected because we're in the Big 12. But hey, that's where we're going to be, right? We're going to be the kings of the Big 12 and we're going to make it count. So I don't really care that we're unranked. Of course, they snubbed us. It's not anything new. It's not anything new. But what I wanted to talk about today was how many Heisman candidates will we have? Colorado, we said, had 10 players with Shrine Bowl nods, right? And those are typically your seniors. But we have somebody that's coming out early. And I'm thinking, could he be a Heisman candidate? Travis Hunter wasn't a senior. He was a Heisman candidate. He won. So I think this guy could also be a Heisman candidate. Then there are 2 other guys I'm thinking about that could be Heisman candidate. So how many Colorado Buffs Heisman candidates could we have this year? Last year it was 2. Let me know what y'all think. I think we have more than 2. And I want you could drop the names, you could drop the jersey numbers, whatever it is, how you can identify the players. I know their names. I have 3. I have 3 just off the top of what I'm thinking about. I think we have 3 Heisman candidates. Let me see what y'all are saying. I think we have 3. 1, I'm not going to tell y'all mine. I'm just going to say I have 3. Let me see what y'all saying. How many Heisman candidates we have this year? We don't care about the rankings. We got multiple Heisman candidates. Hey, Tina, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Marlon, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Salafi, welcome, welcome. Legendary. Yes. Thanks for the crown. Absolutely. Welcome back. Good food. Run the likes up. Yep, hit the like button on the way in, please. Hit the like button on the way in. Moderators, use your tools if necessary. We on 3 platforms. Ain't no telling. It's a few Browns fans in their feelings, but too bad. They need to be welcoming. So Salafi said they put us at number 50. Lord, that's worse than what it was earlier. It was like 42 before. So they put us at 50. It said them CU boys showing out in the NFL. Facts. Great recruiting tool. We're going to get players regardless. Rankings don't matter. That's so arbitrary, right? That's just what people think. It's not based on reality. Because if it was based on reality, why would we be 50? If Caden, the quarterback, one of the 3 quarterbacks we have, is in top 15. Top 15 in the country for QBs, Caden Salter, leading the Big 12 QB rushing. How do you have those types of things, those types of projections based on your experience, things that matter? And you're top 50? Who they think throwing the ball? And that's why we don't care, because they did the same thing last year. So we're not worried about it. We're not worried about it. Yep, it's ludicrous. Hey, Cynthia, welcome back. Welcome back. Salapi say we have 6 Heisman candidates. I need y'all to drop the names. I got 3. Maybe I'm missing. It said they disrespect CU every year and Prime always exceed expectations. Correct, Willie. They're hoping it negatively affects our recruiting. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, so these other schools must really be resting on their laurels. Oh, come play for us because we're the mighty OU or we're the mighty Alabama. How they going to treat you, though? Are they going to let you play as a freshman? If you throw one interception and you're a 5-star, they're going to put you in the back of the line behind an irrelevant third-string backup. How are they going to treat you, though? It is a privilege to play at CU. They hope it hurts our rankings. The draft didn't prevent CU from being sold out for the third time in a row. It's not preventing us from playing on TV. Yeah, they taking it a little slow. That's cool. That's cool. CU is the most watched non-playoff bowl game. We're going to make it back to a bowl game, and we're going to make it to the Big 12. There were interviews with players. I love how they're doing what's your story, talking to different players individually. I love how one player who transferred in from an SEC school, I think number 26, they asked him about the O-line. He said, yeah, I know I came from an SEC school, but I've never played with the O-line that big. I saw those guys. I was like, whoa, these guys are huge. See, they're not taking any of that. I don't even know what they're taking into consideration, but I really don't care. There's more important things to worry about. How many Heisman candidates do we have? It's more than one. It's more than two. Salafi says 6. Let me see what y'all say. Drop some names. So, yeah, Willie, they stay disrespecting CU trying to hurt the recruiting, but it's not going to matter. Heisman contenders. I'll take it. He says 6. K-Salt is 1. Okay. Caden and Omarion Miller and Sincere Brown is the sleeper for the Heisman. Ooh, okay. I had 3, but I didn't have Sincere Brown. That means we might have 4 then, because it's somebody that's not on that list that I had. Who's not on that list that y'all know should be on that list? That means we got 4 easy contenders. Miller, Omarion. Yep, I say Omarion. Salafi said 3 receivers. BJ said Seaton, Caden, and Gibson. Can Gibson be a Heisman? I guess he can, huh? I thought you had to be an upperclassman. No, he's a freshman. So does he count, BJ? Let me know. 3 Heisman on the team. I think it's 4, guys. Y'all forgetting about somebody. Y'all forgetting about somebody. This hurt. What hurt? Neck bones. Are you talking about not being ranked? Don't worry about that. They do that to CU every year. They're trying to hurt our recruiting because that's what they stand on. Oh, we ranked every year. We sent 13 players to the draft. In what rounds? Do they play? Did they ball out? All of our players balled out week 1 preseason. Now that's good for recruiting. That's good for recruiting. Nobody cares about an arbitrary ranking that people are guessing about. Hey, Louisiana girl, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Is there any CU players on the Heisman list? We talking about who we think are going to be the contenders from CU that's going to end up as candidates. Real chances to be candidates. Seriously. I have 3, but y'all brought up somebody I didn't think about. That could be 4. Yes, Salafi, you said 6. Except for Arch Manning, he will be the only junior. I know of another guy that's a junior. I think Omarion is a junior. I think Omarion Miller is a candidate. I think he's a real candidate. It's that teams don't want to play CU this year. Legendary. Facts. Colorado is in a different category in its own conference. Yeah. K-Salt, that's 1. Hey, Jam, how you doing? It said, I see Jordan and Draylon Miller in the top 6 in 2027. I agree with that. Draylon Miller is 27 too. Okay. No, I agree with that. It said one of the running backs. Which one? The one that's hurdling people? For him, for sure. we got some good running backs. Omarion Miller should be on that list. I think he is. He's on my list. I'm not going to tell y'all my 3 until y'all tell me some more people because I might have forgot somebody. And y'all already made me think of one additional person that I didn't consider. That's 4. The wide receiver room is stacked. Xavier Hill, is he a senior? If Xavier Hill is a senior, Got to throw him in there. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? How you doing? We're talking about what buff players are Heisman contenders, real candidates. That's what we're talking about. We heard about the rankings. We're unbothered. They snub us every year. Who cares? They do. They snub us every year. It don't even matter. Omarion Miller should be on that list. Yep, he is. He is. Caden, Omarion, and Draylon. I don't think Draylon is Draylon. Can he qualify? I don't know. How you got to be a Heisman? I thought it was like upperclassmen. Then again, I don't know Draylon's classification, but when is his time for sure? When it's his time for sure, it could be his time. Caden, Omarion, Draylon, Dallin Hayden, or Michael Welsh. That's the running backs. Dallin looked pretty good this year. I don't know Micah's classification. Don't forget the new guys. Trackhawk, don't forget number 20 and 26, respectively. Don't know their names. Sincere, no, Simeon Price. That's one person. Whoever was hurdling players, him and the other guy. I'm like, don't forget now. We got some serious people in the secondary too. Don't forget about them now. We got two in the secondary. One of them need to be on that list. One of them's already supposed to be the most. One is the most sought after in terms of scouting, and the other one already had the accolades to be at the top in college. That's two. So maybe that's 5. 6. Salafi said 6. He might be on to something. He might be on to something. It said this is Prime's 3rd year, and he finally got the team that he built from the ground up this year. Team is, it says what? Team is a team that will install CU's culture going forward. I agree. This team is whole. This is the one he created. I totally agree. This is the team that next year they're going to stop playing with us. Watch what I tell you. This is the team that next year they're going to stop playing with CU. What is it? What is it when people say it's well-rounded? It's well-rounded. We're deep at quarterbacks. We're deep at wide receiver. We have a running back competition. We're deep at running back. I think we're with 4. Dallin Hayden, Michael Walsh, Draylon Miller. I think he's more of a receiver, but they do use him as a running back. So that's kind of 3. And then there's Simeon Price and then the other guy, whoever 26 and 20 is. That's pretty good, guys. That's about 5 running backs. That's about 5 running backs. Secondary stacked. Reginald Hughes, Bayard, Carter Stoudemire, Preston Hodge, DJ McKinney, and I know it's somebody else. Xavier Hill is a senior. He might be on that list, guys. Xavier Hill might be on that list. That might push us. That's a lot of guys. So Xavier Hill might get that nod. He already has accolades in the Big 12. Welch. Okay, Michael Welch. Draylon will be a sophomore. He's too young. Okay, so not Draylon. Okay. The receiver from Campbell, that's Sincere. That's him. I think that might be number 4. But I think we might have 2 people in the secondary that we have to consider. 5, 6. It said, just like spades, 1 for sure and 2 possible. I love spades. That is so funny, TW. I like that. It said 1 for sure and a possible. So 1 and 2 are possible. Oh, look, what is it? 1 and 2 are possible. That is so funny. Caden Salter, Seaton, Omarion, Preston Hodge, and DJ McKinney. I think Seaton too young. Seaton got another year. Because you remember, he was a freshman last year. So he probably only a sophomore this year. So from your list, Tina, we're going to go with K Salt, Omarion. That's 2. Preston Hodge is 3. And DJ McKinney is 4. That's 4. Then there's Sincere Brown. That's 5. Did we forget anybody? Xavier Hill, 6. We have 10 nods from the Shrine Bowl. We just named 6 out of 10. They still 4. We know they all not going to make it. But we talking about serious contenders. Caden Salter, facts. Omarion Miller, check. DJ McKinney, check. Preston Hodge, check. Sincere and Xavier just got here, but that's why they came to see you, right? It says Mata as the place kicker. Okay, I'll take Mata. I don't know. I'll take Mata because I'm assuming he gonna go into the NFL. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. It said Simeon Price is the hurdler, and the Kalen Taylor is track hawk. Thank you. Let me put a star by this. I might have to come back because I can't get their names right. Now, if only I could just put the jersey number with it. Okay, wait. Simeon Price is the hurdler. That's number 20, right? And the Kalen Taylor is track hawk. That must be 26. I could be wrong. Let me know. All right. So, it said you can be a freshman and qualify to be a Heisman. Okay, Anthony, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing. It said the athletic club would never accept more than 2. Which 2? Salter for sure. So 1 in a possible. Okay. So they would never take more than 2. So we got to narrow 6 down to 2. Salter for sure. And number 5 on defense. Who is number 5 on defense? I don't know who number 5 on defense is. Probably the other person. I don't know his name yet. Who is the person that put the big hit on Michael Walsh? Was that number 4 or number 5 on defense? I feel like that was Reginald Hughes. Let's see this play right here. Oh, that's London Merritt. That's London Merritt. He a freshman. So okay, if it's 2, it's not gonna be a freshman unless it's somebody like Gibson, which is just like purely outstanding. Like, somebody you just can't overlook. Gibson is a guy. I think he gonna play this year. I know we gonna rotate receivers. I know we not sticking with 4. We might have 6. I mean, it's a long season, kind of short, but he's good. He's good. They said that JoJo was competing with Sincere Brown. I was like, why? I thought they would be on the field at the same time. And what is his classification? Because he's pretty good too. Jordan Seaton, DJ McKinney, Omarion Miller, K. Salt, Draylon Miller, and Michael Welsh. Just fine, just fine. Okay. So we got to take 2 out of that, they said. They won't allow more than 2. Jordan Seaton, not yet. He's just a sophomore. DJ McKinney, yes. Omarion Miller, K. Salt. See, that's going to be the 3 right there. Those were my 3. My 3 were DJ McKinney, Omarion Miller, and K. Salt. So let's talk about those 3 for a minute. If we truly have 2, we can only do 2. That's where it's going to get tough. K-Salt, they might snub us. I think they might snub us. K-Salt, DJ McKinnon, Omarion. That's the trio. Y'all don't think they'll take 3? Because that's really the 3. And it's going to be hard to count any one of them out. One is a receiver, one is a secondary, and then there's K-Salt, who's already top 15. So Caden Salter and DJ McKinney already have accolades. I don't know if Omarion has any outside the Big 12. DJ McKinney and Caden Salter do. So it could come down to those 2. Remember, Omarion was hurt last year, but he going to ball out this year. He going to ball out for sure. The defensive line is stacked. Yep. It's 6 running backs and defensive players rarely win the Heisman. Preston Hodge is really the man, not DJ McKinney. Interesting. That's interesting. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Correction, any player at any class level, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or even redshirt player is eligible. Okay, well, there y'all go. Jordan Seaton could get in there. And y'all know he gets looks. He gets talked about. He got accolades too. Ooh. And see all this talent we have? We already at 6 Heisman contenders. Seriously. Trying to narrow it down from the 10 nods from the Shrine Bowl. The Shrine Bowl gave us 10 nods. 10. And we trying to struggle to get to 6. Stoudemire. Okay, somebody put Carter Stoudemire. R.J. Johnson, don't sleep. Okay. Juju Lewis. I mean, yeah, he a dog too. All of our QBs have cannons for arms. Ponder, Salter, and Juju. It's just, I don't know if all 3 of them going to get to play. And I know Ponder want to play, and I said it, and mark my words, if we don't play Ponder, somebody's going to scoop him up. Somebody's going to scoop him up. Y'all know Juju not going nowhere. So Ponder might be the one, he get out there looking good. Somebody reach out to him. It wouldn't surprise me because he is good. He's good. He got a cannon on him too. We sure know how to pick him. That's facts. CU knows definitely how to pick him. So this proves my point. We're not ranked, right? And I don't care that they didn't rank us, but it proves that the rankings are arbitrary and it's not based on talent that's on the team. The reason I say that is we got 10 nods from the Shrine Bowl, right? We struggling to get from 6 to 2. And when you clarify that you can go on any classification level, that makes it tougher. That goes beyond 6. That puts Seton in there. That puts Draylon in there. They devalue CU last year. We have 8 guys. We have 10 players in the league, 2 from the first year. That's 8 that balled out. That's in the NFL. 8. I'm doing the math in my head trying to figure out, is that really 8? Yeah. Shedeur, his entire wide receiver core is 4 people. That's 5. Shiloh, 6. Cameron Silvercraig, BJ Green, 7, 8. We have 8 players from last year. They said we was going 6-6 with Shedeur and Travis. 6-6. I just saw Travis on the State Farm commercial. There's no limits for him when it comes to endorsements. He gonna make more money in endorsements than he make playing in the league. I ain't mad. Shedeur and Travis have premium endorsements. You know how attractive that is when you sitting up trying to talk to your family and y'all mulling over all, the offers, and you got the TV on, and here come Travis Hunter, and you play wide receiver or corner. I mean, if you're looking for a sign, that's going to be it. Because I just saw him on a State Farm commercial with the State Farm guy. The State Farm guy is so popular. I was at a Hawks game. He walked in. Everybody stopped. It was like, oh, it's the State Farm guy. I mean, they are corporate right here, in Atlanta. But the point is, we don't see him every day. We knew exactly who he was. He's in the commercial, of course, with Travis Hunter. That works for recruiting too. All of the tools, everything that's out there about CU, the 8 guys from this class, the 2 from the year before, and they all balled out at the same time. Who cares if we unranked? They clearly didn't take talent into consideration, and that's my point. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. Thank y'all for letting me know. We got about 6 to 8 people when we include Draylon, and when we include Jordan Seton, that's about 8. Hell, London Merritt out here balling out. He a freshman. He could be 9. The Shrine Bowl is all seniors. If they had 10 seniors on that list, you take those 10 seniors with the guys that are underclassmen that we're talking about, like Omarion, Jordan Seton, and Draylon Miller, and Gibson. That's 14. I'm just saying. Not worried about no rankings. They arbitrary. They're not looking at talent. That is exactly why, if you are better, you better learn from them betters from last year. By the time we got to the UCF game, betters realized that they was being set up because Vegas was undervaluing CU with every game, and we was winning. So a lot of people switched and bet with CU at the UCF game, and they made some money because we were supposed to lose by 13 points. We didn't lose that game at all. We put a BTA on them. I think the Georgia Tech game is going to be like the UCF game. The expectation for the UCF game is they was going to come in and bulldoze us with RJ Harvey, this, that, and the other. And you know what? It didn't happen. We stopped the run. We ran away with that game. That was CU's most complete game. And when you look at the team we have this year, we're going to do better than that because the players are bigger. They seem to be more cohesive. They all hungry, every last one of them. They see the guys that went before them got to the league. They know it's possible. When Derek McClendon came back after year 1 and told and confirmed what Coach Prime said, the way you practice is the way you play. So them guys got out there and balled out, and that's why all of CU's players balled out in week 1 of preseason. Pat McAfee show has Shedeur Sanders, the number 1 QB in the preseason. That's the way it should be because that's facts. That's facts. You can't look at arbitrary information like yards. That's what you use to manipulate the picture. So How many days until Georgia Tech? Let me know if anybody know. I think we ready, to be honest. They said last week, I heard the wide receiver coach tell the receivers in the little conversation they were having is we pretty much know who's who. And we're gonna start repping who's who. That means they're close. That means they're ready. If you know who you gonna start repping to, then you know who you gonna play with. So we can't be no more than 2.5 to 3 weeks out. If today is the 11th, the 29th, is that the day of the game? So we have 5, I count business days, 5, 10, 15, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 15 business days. So I'm excited. Let me know if anybody's going to the game. All right. So moving on, that was CU. So moving on. All right, let's head over to Cleveland. First and foremost, I want to share some news that kind of made me sad because dude was balling out, right? Luke Floria, one of the top receivers Shedeur was throwing to in camp and in the game against the Panthers, was waived with an injury clause designation due to a severe injury, waived from the team, but they think he can come back and join the team with the practice squad. I really hated that because, I think Shedeur going to have to play in Philly. So I was expecting the 1-2, Gage, Shedeur, Caden, and Floria. With Floria out, somebody else got to step up. Maybe Deontay Johnson, because Shedeur did throw to him in the game as well. So it looks like Gage is going to be the top guy. And they were talking about Gage and Shedeur today because Shedeur was throwing to him. And they said, I think they can read each other's minds. I'm like, see what happens when you put in work? He brought that guy with him to late prime. They worked out together. They got to know each other. And now he the top guy. So we wish Luke Floria a speedy recovery. He'll be missed. He was fun to watch. That one-handed catch was giving Travis Hunter, in my opinion. So, I just want to wish Luke well and wish him a speedy recovery so he can get back to the game that he loves. All right, y'all. So that's Luke. Next, sometimes I like to be a little lighthearted because it get a little heavy because we finna talk in a minute. The depth chart came out. Anyway, on your screen, Supermom. She deserves the title. She need a sash that says Mother of the Year. Miss Pilar with her baby boy, even though he the big one. Shedeur Sanders, he is the middle child. I think it goes Shiloh, Shedeur, and Shalimai Bossy. This is her middle child. This is her baby boy. She went from Shedeur's game to Shiloh's game. She made sure she made both games. Of course, Shiloh gave her his jersey. And she was like, oh, and he's like, Mom, it's dirty. I love watching them because, they family. It's just good to watch, right? So I just wanted to share this moment, Shedeur with his mom. People always talk about Coach Prime and Shedeur, Coach Prime and Shedeur. This young man loves his mother, so I just wanted to give her a moment to give her flowers because, as a mother, if you a mother, you understand you're going to get to where your kids are. And she makes sure to get, there to represent them both. So just shout out to Miss Pilar. And I just love the picture of Shedeur and his mom. So yay. All right. Legendary. All right. All right. So let's talk. The depth chart came out and Shedeur was at the bottom. So earlier today, I shared the numbers. Shedeur had more reps and it was updated. So Shedeur worked out with the 3s and the 2s. And then Dylan worked out with the 3s and the 2s. So they rotated. So the numbers that came out earlier today, yes, Shedeur had more reps. Yes, he worked out with the 2s. And Dylan worked out with the 2s. And then he worked out with the 3s. So that's technically how they should rotate it. It was rotated correctly. Shedeur was given more reps. But the depth chart came out knowing that they're off tomorrow. I felt like it was cowardly to throw the depth chart out there and run out the door because that's what happened. When I saw it, it said 3 hours ago. I came back from the gym about an hour ago. So that meant at the end of the business day, they came out and put the depth chart out and ran off. So nobody could ask Stefanski, why the hell is Shedeur 4 straight? Because he is. So let me know your thoughts. I have some thoughts about this though. I'm like, you know what? Yes, it's trash. It makes me think because they rotated both Shedeur with the twos and the threes, or the threes and the twos, because I don't know why they said it like that. They both really rotated with the twos and the threes. Yes, Shedeur got more reps, but I think the rotation with them doing the same, because I don't know if they got the same reps. Let me look real fast. See, you got to see that there's lip service here, right? But running out the door and putting the depth chart out there, that's cowardly. That means you knew it was some BS. So you put it out before you left and nobody could ask you anything because you're unavailable. Now you're on your way to Philly with 2 joint practices. And you did that because you don't want anybody to challenge you. You're like, here, this is what it is. I'm out the door. Bye. And you let somebody else put it out. So here we go. It was Gabriel with 10 reps, Shedeur with 14. Both worked out with the 2s and 3s. Yes, Shedeur got a little more than Dylan. Looking at this, knowing they worked out with the 2s and 3s, I think Shedeur and Dylan gonna play. Dylan is 70%. Shedeur was like 71%. I think they both gonna end up playing. It don't matter who start. It matters what Philly playing with. 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, or DTR and somebody else. And what the hell is Cleveland going to match it? So I think it's cowardly to run out the door and put this out there, knowing that that's foul, right? Even the person that posted it said, Shedeur's being disrespected again. And this was somebody that posts all the time. Y'all probably even know who it is. It's somebody that actually posts all the time. And it was like, Shedeur's being disrespected again. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. With him being number 4. He shouldn't be the 4th QB. That's just what they want to do, right? And we talked about that earlier. And you know what I said? I said the culture in Cleveland is never going to change until Heisman is forced to sell. And I'm dead serious. This situation is not going to get any better until Heisman is forced to sell. Because if he could, if Stefanski, knowing Shedeur is the best QB they have, and the day before you're unavailable, at the end of the business day, which means you're already gone, you have somebody to disseminate a depth chart, which is controversial because you're taking your best player and putting him 4th string, and now you're unavailable. So you don't want nobody to change what you have going on. That meant all of these reps, them rotating with the 2s and the 3s. Shedeur getting more reps. Who cares if you're going to keep him at the last of the depth chart? So you're not really doing anything. You're making it appear that you're doing the right thing, but you're actually being cowardly with what matters, holding him back and making him a 4 behind Dylan, who has not proved himself. If Shedeur is better on this chart, better in the game, better overall, going all the way back to rookie minicamp, 3 sessions of OTAs, mandatory camp, training camp week 1, training camp week 2, preseason game 1, why the hell is Shedeur a 4? Because that's what you want to do. And that's what we were talking about earlier. So putting this out there and running out the door is just pure trash. So what are your thoughts about Stefanski putting Shedeur at number 4 on the depth chart behind Dylan this week? Oh, and Deshaun Watson was seen throwing the ball around. Now, I'm going to just tell y'all something. People are starting to say they're going to put anybody in front of Shedeur. I'm like, pretty much. I said it took them a long time to put him on injured reserve, right? Are they willing to forego $46 million of his salary just to keep Shedeur from the QB1 spot? Seriously. People like, nah, they want the money. I'm like, so why is he out there? Why was he even at the game? Why are you traveling with somebody that is of no use to you for the purposes of the business that you went to conduct? And now he out there throwing the ball around. I mean, I ain't worried about it. I'm like, that means Huntley not stopping Shedeur from doing nothing. And Dylan not either. So you going to try Deshaun Watson? You going to forego $46 million just to hold back Shedeur Sanders? That means you desperate. And I want y'all to understand something. Stefanski don't have that kind of power. Not like you think he does. That's coming from the owner. And who took Shedeur off the board? That's what this is about. This is about making sure that what happened in the draft remains as is. And there's no way you can go back and question what's already being questioned. People are questioning Stefanski right now. But Shedeur go out here and he better than Dylan. They're going to be questioning Andrew Berry. And then Shedeur go out here and he better than Pickett and Flacco. They're going to be questioning the owners. And they're going to get to the serious conversation that needs to be had. The owners were wrong for taking Shedeur off the board. And the owners are the reason that the NFL culture is toxic. I said before the season started, I said the NFL, before we got into all of this draft stuff, I said the NFL is in a tug-of-war. What do I mean by that? I mean that there are some franchises, like the Washington Commanders, doing the right thing after they failed, right? You know that they had a congressional hearing, had to get new owners, and now they're on the right side of things. Then you have the Atlanta Falcons. Why do I include Atlanta in there? Because they did the same thing that's happening in Cleveland. Michael Penix Jr. was what? Michael Penix Jr. was a first-round pick, and people thought he was going to be the starter. Then they went and got Kirk Cousins and paid him an ungodly amount of money, an obscene amount of money for 36-year-old coming off of what, some kind of injury, Achilles, ACL, something. I'm going with Achilles. And put him in front of Michael Penix Jr., just like they're doing with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur, except for it was no competition. It was like, this is what it is. And it failed. And at the end of the season, when the season was lost, they sent Michael Penix Jr. in there to be the hero. So without a doubt, the first thing that they did after the season was a bust was let the fans know that Michael Penix Jr. is going to be the starter. Cleveland can't learn from that. Cleveland don't want to learn from that. They comfortable with losing the entire season and not going to make no apologies about it. But Atlanta is one of those clubs that failed, and now they're trying to make it right. And what do I mean by that? So, in case you don't know, Atlanta's history with where the stadium is, somebody was just telling me today, right? Atlanta's history where the stadium is, it was a black neighborhood. Ebenezer Baptist Church was there. They came and bulldozed all that and put Mercedes-Benz there. Where the people that are from here said Atlanta Falcons will always be cursed because of the land. The same thing happened with SoFi Stadium, in case y'all don't know. So recently, I think last season, I guess to make things right after the whole Michael Penix Jr. debacle, because all he did was basically draft 100. What he drafted Michael Penix Jr. for $10 million, I think, a year. But then you went and got Kirk Cousins. So you went and got a white quarterback and put him in front of a black one because you didn't want that. And it failed miserably. It's exactly where Cleveland is. It's the exact same reason. So they've been out here, the Falcons, they've been out here doing what? Trying to, I guess, somewhat make it up. So all of the HBCUs basically across the street from where the stadium is, the Atlanta Falcons bought them, the owner, bought them new football fields, got them new fields, got them all, looking good or whatever. Last week they had got new helmets, so several HBCUs got new fields, several HBCUs got new football helmets. So they're doing things for the community. And then I noticed the people that they're trying to pull in, like to get to come to camp, and they want everybody to come to camp and to be successful. So there's this guy in Atlanta. He's on social media. He's called the Hood Reporter. He goes outside of his robe basically and does skits. And I don't know if it be real news stories or not, but he shows up on the scene and he tell you the hood version of what happened. They had him at camp with the Falcons. I was like, what? Right? I don't watch him. I know who it is because I remember when he first started doing it, but he got real popular. So I was looking at, I follow the Falcons. I saw it on their social media. Hood Anchor reports to Atlanta Falcons camp. So that was just one. I'm thinking it's a one-off. Then I look and see Love Island's Jaylen Brown. I don't watch Love Island. I've heard about it, so I know what it is. It's a very popular show. Obviously, if you think about the demographic, I said, oh, okay, between the young, social media influencer and the reality TV star, they're going for the younger audience, which that's what you need to do because their demographic is in a nursing home. The demographic that they're trying to cater to last year by putting Kirk Cousins in front of Michael Penix Jr. has gone on to the nursing home. So this is who they want to cater to. People that watch Love Island, people that watch social media, that get their news from social media, that find out about their sports from social media. And here's the thing. That's not a bad thing. But see, here's what can't happen. You can't cater to the younger audience that's very diversified in mindset, that watches shows like Love Island. And yeah, I heard they had some issues. You can't cater to people who watch the Hood Anchor do the news guide, the skits, or Desi Banks and do the skits, or Country Wayne, or any Just Hilarious. You can't cater to that audience and put Kirk Cousins in front of Michael Penix Jr. In other words, you can't cater to all of the HBCUs and fix up their fields, but then be racist against people that look like them. It don't work. It will never work. In other words, you can't pacify us with trinkets, but then discriminate us at the most important positions like quarterback. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So the Atlanta Falcons better understand, since you're going to go full throttle with this audience, you're going to go full throttle with reality TV and social media, they're going to chew you up and spit you out and take you down if you play in their face like that again. They weren't doing all this last year. They're doing this year. This is the year of correction for the Falcons. So let's talk about Cleveland, because see, this is where a lot of teams in the NFL are trying to bring in the younger audience. Why do you think they get newer stadiums? For people who go into nursing homes? No. They trying to appeal to the younger audience with all of the technology. The New Orleans Superdome, the new architecture, not just the architecture, but the new amenities, top notch. It's a shame to waste it on a losing season because of your preference. You spend all of this money for people to come out and enjoy themselves and have a good time, for you to discriminate against people that look like them because you don't want a black quarterback. They standing 10 toes down on their history. So who they catering to? People coming from Mississippi? People coming from, I don't know, northern Louisiana? Who are they catering to? Because the people right there in the city, you would think they would have got Shedeur. Just like Atlanta tried to play with Kirk Cousins and put him in front of Michael Penix Jr. Atlanta and New Orleans are cousin cities. You can't do that. So let's move on to Cleveland. So we're going to share a video clip. If you saw the thumbnail, you saw the caption, I said, we are Shedeurians now. So I'm getting ready to play a clip about the Cleveland Browns media people, like the locals, like talking and having a conversation about the fan base, new fans, this, that, and the other. You tell me your take on it. In my opinion, it's the total opposite of what the Falcons try to do. So just take a look, listen, and we're gonna talk about it.
Came with Baker.
Sure.
And so those new people say, look.
And Texas from John Zell. He brought it too.
He brings it. So those people is like this. My allegiance is to him. Now, if we decide to all be kumbaya and he wins some football games, then guess what happens?
We can coexist.
Then all of a sudden, Aunt Sally starts talking to you.
Sure.
And Uncle Joe says, hey, come on over.
But if they bring this Johnny Manziel game in here, it was the Manzellians.
Yeah.
Just like the Shedeurians. All those fans, and Baker brought his too, all those fans weren't here for Brown's success.
No, it's Baker.
They were here for Manziel's success and Baker's success.
But
that's the wrong reason to be at the party.
But if you win, it
solves everything.
With their guy.
Okay, so you see what's happening, right? Okay, so I'm going to play it again. Okay, so this is what I meant by the NFL is in the tug-of-war. You have the Falcons, a year of correction, going after the younger audience, people who are more diversified in thought, going after, obviously, if you bring in Hood Acre, you bringing in people that, gonna come to the game that look like Michael Penix Jr. I'm just gonna say that's what it is. Atlanta has always been that city, right? So, but in Cleveland, listen to the other guy. Listen to the other guy, the white guy. Listen to him. He has a problem with coming in with a player. See, that's crazy to me. It's old school. The Jeb Bush, that's his name, the one we're looking at now. He said, you don't get new fans. I'm like, why y'all don't get new fans? You should be getting new fans because these players coming out of college have fan bases. Like the other guy said, like Johnny Manziel brought his fan base. He said that's the wrong reason to come. No, it's not. I think the Browns fan base mentality is somewhere. I need a word for it. I'm gonna come up with it. I want to see what y'all think about it. Let me play this one more time so y'all can listen. We are Shedeurians. I'm like, Shedeurians? I'm like, bro, I'm standing up here talking about Michael Penix Jr. I just posted about Cam Ward. I was listening to them talk about what happened to CeeDee Lamb. We talk about Michael Parsons, Justin Fields, Bryce Young, Jimmy Horn Jr., LaJohntay. You see, we have a rounded view of the NFL. We support players. They want you to support the team. And they don't seem to like, especially this guy that you can't see yet, he think that's the wrong reason to come. So the Browns, I don't want to say their mentality is outdated, but it's narrow. It's narrow. It's not up to what I just talked about with the Falcons. This is why the Falcons had a year of correction, because the Falcons fan base is progressive. And some people going to get pissed off, but it's just the truth. The Cleveland Browns fan base give the impression that they live in the country. Black people, when we say you country, we know what that means. You're not exposed to a lot. You out there by yourself. You don't know what's really going on in the world. That's what the Cleveland Browns fan base that complain. What did I tell y'all yesterday? That there was this one Cleveland page that I blocked because I felt like they were pushing hate. They like Carson Schlesinger because he's doing it for Cleveland. He's playing for Cleveland. I'm like, they all playing for Cleveland. You can't question the player's heart and who they playing for if they own the team. If they trying to win, they playing for Cleveland. But to pick Carson Schlesinger because he's white and to say he's playing for Cleveland as opposed to who? Who do you think so-and-so is playing for? Who is Myles Garrett playing for? Who do you think Shedeur is playing for? Because I feel like they were trying to say he's not doing it for Cleveland. He's doing it for himself. That was one of the knocks they used on Shedeur. He's not about the NFL. He's about his own brand. That's foolishness. They don't want these young men to be themselves. They want them to assimilate and submit. And for Cleveland fans who get the ones that get upset when new fans come along and have an allegiance to a player, and when that player's gone, we gone too. So take care of the player and we'll stay. That's crazy. So we're going to listen to this again. Tell me your thoughts about the perspective. Do you think it makes sense what the guy is saying? You shouldn't come with an allegiance to a player. That's the wrong reason to come. I disagree. So I want y'all to tell me what you think. We'll listen one time. It's 210 of us. Please hit the like
here
button.
Forever, right? The only time you get new fans, because football's a religion, you don't get new fans. Like, you either here or there. People get drafted. There's a lot of people in Oklahoma came with Baker.
Sure.
And so those new people say, look.
And Texas from John Zell. He brought it too.
He brings it. So those people is like this. My allegiance is to him. Now, if we decide to all be kumbaya and he wins some football games, then guess what happens?
We can coexist.
Then all of a sudden, Aunt Sally starts talking to you.
Sure.
And Uncle Joe says, hey, come on over.
But if they bring this Johnny Manziel game in here, it was the Manzielians.
Yeah.
Just like the Shedeurians. All those fans, and Baker brought his too, all those fans weren't here for Brown's success.
No, it's Baker.
They were here for Manziel's success and Baker's success.
But
that's the wrong reason to be at the party.
But if you win, it
solves everything.
With their guy.
Okay, so honestly, I don't agree with that. I'm here. Honestly, I'm rooting for the Browns because I'm rooting for Shedeur. But if you're going to mistreat Shedeur, to hell with you. That's seriously. If your fan base is biased and don't want a black quarterback, then I don't support you. I'm rooting for his success. See, there are reasons why they only root for their people's success, because look at the organization. How can you get behind the organization with the way that they've treated the players? Even Baker Mayfield wanted out. To say it's the wrong reason to come for success of your player from college, that's the right reason to come. That's how you grow your fan base. The problem is Cleveland has a revolving door. I'm sure the Texas Tech fan base that came with Pat Mahomes is still there because Pat Mahomes is still there. You can't blame everybody but the organization. And that's what they're doing. It's the wrong reason to come. No, it's not. It's a shame the Cleveland Browns are unstable. It's a shame that they have a revolving door that you can't really buy in to Shedeur going to be there for longer than a year because of the way that they treat him, the horrendous way that they treat him, the toxic way, the hostile environment, the harassment, the bullying, the devaluing. Yes, we support Shedeur. When people ran out and bought Browns jerseys, they say Shedeur Sanders, they were supporting the Browns because that's who getting paid too. Hell, they supporting all 32 NFL teams because they going to split that $250 million. Yes, people were cheering for the Browns, happy to get Browns paraphernalia, happy to be a part of the fan base. But I don't think a lot of the Browns fans want new company. To me, they seem to be like people in the country that are disconnected from the reality of the world that's happening. The Atlanta fan base is progressive while the Cleveland fan base expect people to live in a silo. They want us to attach ourselves to a dysfunctional organization, whether Shedeur is there or not. Colorado know once Coach Prime gone, we gone too. They already know that and they don't care. It's a college. You're supposed to be there for 4 years. You in, you out. They used to fans coming and going. They're going to enjoy the opportunity while they have it. But if they start mistreating him, you best believe people going to defect and move on. People went to Jackson State because of Coach Prime. Some of those people, like myself, I still support and post Jackson State. I shout out and support HBCU, not just HBCU, but JSU content creators. It's easy to do because they show love and respect to Coach Prime and Shedeur and Travis. It's easy to do because they're welcoming. That's not the case for Cleveland. They own it and open up his mouth, put his foot in it. Then he needs to be forced to sell. And that's the only way their franchise is going to become progressive. But I don't even think they want that. I think they still want to live out in rural America by themselves while the league moves on and changes. The league is definitely changing. They have a whole LGBTQ plus initiative. But Cleveland wants to, it's the wrong reason to come. No, it's not. People don't stay because of how y'all treat players. And they don't talk about that. They refuse to hold this organization, which is severely unstable, accountable, and they have all of the power. It is not everybody else's fault. It is the organization's fault. Y'all are their media. Talk about it. So let me see what y'all are saying. Johnny Manziel won the Heisman as a redshirt freshman. Wow. It said 10, they recognize, wow, really, and they're potentially 12. Okay, y'all talking about the Heisman contenders. We at 10? Woo, possible 12? Wow. It says, oh, Lord, I need a sign. Travis be like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Max said Travis wanted to keep playing, but his coach was like, nah, but he still looked happy. He was happy. People thought he was standing on a ladder when that guy made the 70-yard touchdown. No, he's good. He's good. They just didn't want him to get, hurt out there. They were triple teaming him. So I totally get it. It said, are we talking about the Shrine Bowl or the Heisman? We were talking about the Shrine Bowl, acknowledged 10 of our seniors already. We said if we have 10 seniors that they acknowledge, we were talking about how many Heisman candidates do we have. That's what we were talking about. Thank you, Ghost Anessa. It said, I think Trav got to adjust how slow the NFL. He had a big smile on his face. Yeah. Selmo, Cleveland, my dog. Yep. Selmo, you in here. You might want to add on to this conversation since you're a Cleveland fan. Like, what's the deal with this? It's the wrong reason to come because of a player. We're not celebrating Brown's success. We're only celebrating the players like Shedeur's success and calling us Shedeurians. Honestly, I like it because I already said I envision a t-shirt that says Shedeurian on it. I'm going to get me one after this podcast. I'm going to order one custom and have it made. Because, yeah, I'm a Shedeurian. I would be a Browns fan. I love their colors. Those are I just put some teal in there. And, you got my favorite colors. But it's the way they treat Shedeur. That's why I can't get behind the organization. They gave him a 12, which is Travis's number. They won't let him have a 2. And today, yeah, they gave him more reps. But they kept him on the back of the depth chart and didn't release the depth chart until they were unavailable. That's cowardly. That's cowardly. Willie says Shedeur is good now. He doesn't have to do anything else this preseason. If Cleveland waive him or put him on the practice squad, another team could pick him up. But I'm sure Cleveland won't do that. Shedeur ain't going on nobody's practice squad. If so, hell gonna break loose and get ready for it. Any QB that stays in college for 6 years should tell you everything you need to know about him. Facts, I said it. He needed to walk out of there with a dual degree. That's insane. 6 years and he still is only the 3rd round. And he only the 3rd round to block Shedeur. Understand that. This is the Heisman race all over again. He balled out. It said they dirty for that. Yeah, they dirty for that. It said Luke will be back with the Browns. Believe that. Oh, I do. I like him. I like Luke. I think he'll do well. I think the guys that he gonna throw to, I heard the tight end, Harold Fannin Jr., is he first team or second team? I feel like he might be first team, but if he's second team, I think he's going to be in the game. I think they're going to put Shedeur in that game. I think they're going to rotate Shedeur and Dillon and Huntley. I mean, you have to now. With putting Shedeur 4th string, you got to put Dillon out there. There's no way Dillon can go practice, right? There's no way Dillon can go practice. You put Shedeur 4th string and Dillon don't play against Philly. Wonder if that muscle detached. I don't know, but somebody said that night they could see he hurt his leg. He pulled up on it. They said it was severe too. So I just hate he got waived. I mean, I didn't know. I know they don't get paid to the first game check, but it's crazy to me that you don't get anything and they can waive you if you get hurt trying out for the team. That just seems absurd to me, but I think he'll be back though. Like they said, if they can say it today, he'll be back and likely join the practice squad, then that's what's going to happen. Shedeur said they need receivers. They need to get Jimmy, but okay, I ain't going to say it. I would love that. I was thinking, if I could just get Jimmy and Shedeur on the same team, I'm good. I'm good. Number 89, Davis. Caden Davis. Okay, yeah. So 89. So we got Caden Davis. We got Deontay Johnson. We have Gage, of course. I feel like Gage is his number 1 target. Second is Davis. Third is Deontay. And it's probably the Canal or somebody name that came up. That's a tight end. Remember the other tight end they put in? It was 2 tight ends. Caden and another guy. Canales or somebody. I think it'll be him. He was a big deal on the field. Hope he recovers fast. Yep. We wish him a speedy recovery. Hey, fam. Hello. How you doing? It said, I have done a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pilar popping her collar. Yes. I love me some Miss Pilar. She's a good mom. She's a good mom. So I try to make sure, to talk about her. Because, we talk about Coach Prime and his sons, but, she raised them too. So then they love their mom. They love their mom. And out of respect for them, I respect their mom. So Selmo talking about, let's go, Miss Pilar. It said, what happened to Floria? Let me see if anybody else told you. Oh, okay. Ghost Anessa informed him. Thank you. Thank you, Ghost Anessa. Willie said, Gage is from Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Oh, he a Louisiana boy. And Boog put him and Shedeur together. Oh, okay. I think I saw Boog at the game. Yeah, I think I did. I think I saw him on the front row somewhere. Unless that was select QB. I might have got it mixed up. It was a quick pan of the camera. So it was either Boog or Daryl Cobra Jr. and I was probably multitasking. So, it says, there goes my baby, Miss Pilar. Let me put Miss Pilar back on the screen because y'all really into Miss Pilar. I'm like, she's pretty. She is. She's pretty. She's pretty. So, and you know what? She don't look like a day over whatever age she was when she married Coach Prime. And I don't know anything about their marriage, but I know she's pretty. She's really pretty. I like her. She's a good mom. She's a good mom. I'm gonna put her back on the screen. So even though I took the other guys off the screen, don't forget to let me know what y'all think about them calling us Shedeurians. I like it. I want to get me a t-shirt. I can already envision it. I'm gonna have it custom made, and it's gonna say Shedeurian. And I want people on the street to see if they can figure out what it is. I might go outside with a microphone and see if they figure it out. So just to tell y'all, I went out the other night, right after I think the game, and I had on my Colorado jersey, and somebody was like, "Go Buffs." I was like, oh, we were recording at the time, so I think I got it. I might have to put it together in a little cute video and share it. So yeah, I'm going to get me a Shedeurian t-shirt, and I want to wear it and see if fans figure out what it says. Miss Pilar had on some cute stuff at the game too. I know people want to ask her where she got it from. If y'all didn't watch it, she has like an hour length long live stream. I love her perspective. I might try to fit it in with one of our episodes where she was talking about, of course, she was, in this environment as a wife, but she was talking about what it's like in the environment as a mom. I was like, this is good insight. This is good insight. So I'm gonna share it with the audience. I'm gonna have to put it together. But yeah, I like her. So we're gonna keep her on the screen. Let's see. BJ said, I love to see him shining. Yep. Giving Miss Pilar her flowers. That's it. That's it. Cynthia Miller talking about the same BS. I know you're talking about that depth chart. I know you're talking about that depth chart because that's what it is. That's what it is. That's cowardly. That is so cowardly. Anytime you send somebody any kind of controversial information that people are going to want to discuss at the end of business on a day before you're unavailable, like before you go on vacation, you're a coward. That's what it is. That's cowardly. I'm like, how are you just going to sit up here and act like, I'm like, they're going to ask you about it at the press conference, so you better get your lie ready. And now more and more people are upset about it. More and more people are like, this is disrespectful. I said it earlier today. Micah is being disrespected. They don't say it. Shedeur is being disrespected. Now they're saying it. This is the depth chart, guys, that they put out. It said the Browns have released their second unofficial QB depth chart. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. So even with Shedeur balling out, nothing changed. They didn't respect his performance. They didn't have anything to say about it. The other coach did. The Panthers coach had more good things to say. Kevin Stefanski couldn't even acknowledge Shedeur or his name. That is an unsupportive environment. And it goes into the category of what? Along with discrimination. What did I say they need to be investigated for? It's going to happen. Watch what I tell you. Because they doing stuff like this. This is ridiculous. So you try to say none of the preseason games matter. But here's the thing. What has Dylan proven? Nothing. The only reason they gave them the same number of reps is because they like, what did I tell you? They have to get forced into things. But you know what I think that they're saying? Oh, they're not going to force us to play Shedeur because we don't want to. They will do everything but put him out there where he belongs. So this is more disrespect, like it says. This is after this young man balled out. They don't deserve him. They already get him for $4 million and can't even appreciate the discount, even though they set it up that way. And I think sometimes they're doing all of this so they don't appear that they intentionally devalued him. It's like one day they just gonna give in, which meant they planned this all along. I got them coming and going. It don't matter. Whichever way you want to play it, I know what you did. So don't worry about it. You're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You know what this tells me? You know what this tells me? The owners took him off the board. That's why nobody's calling to make a trade. And this is collusion. And they colluded against him in the draft. And they're going to keep doing it, which is why I told y'all he's not going to be traded from Cleveland until somebody force their hand. This is evidence right here. This is evidence right here. They're not going to do the right thing until they enforce. They're going to do just enough to get by. That's what those reps were about. That's why they evened up the 2s and the 3s so it don't look discriminatory. But this definitely is that. You have no justification for this. Dylan have not proved the thing. And since you put Shedeur at 4, you better put Dylan out there to play against Philly. I would like to see it. He better ball out too. And it better be with the 3s and the 4s. You got to keep it even. And they have enough sense to know they got to even it up. That's why him and Dylan were with the 2s and 3s today. They not stupid. They think they slick. That's the difference. They think they slick. And Stefanski has chosen to execute and be the leader of this type of discriminatory behavior. All right, you're going to get it then. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. That was Boog and select QB at the game. Okay, good. Cleveland is having a lot of hamstring issues. That's a reflection on strength and conditioning. That's why Prime hired Swayze and got rid. Yep, and we talked about that. I said that with Deshaun Watson. I said it's crazy as hell how Deshaun Watson has been injured. But when you go look at his injuries with the Texans, nothing like that. Nothing like that. And somebody said they replaced their strength and conditioning people. I think they replaced their strength and conditioning people because I think the injury is fake. If you have poor strength and conditioning, you clearly not developing Shedeur. What the hell are you doing? K has said that was select QB. Boog and Daryl were there, so maybe I saw them both. I just know I saw somebody. I know I saw Daryl walking in with Daryl was walking in with, I think, Shedeur. No, with what's his name? Bucky. Is Bucky gonna be filming in Philly? Does anybody know? So Tony Grossi basically said, he was talking about the whole situation where they were laughing with Shedeur and stuff like that. He said he didn't appreciate his brother filming it, though. He didn't like that. I said, there you go, trying to get Shedeur banned from the next game. Bucky banned from the next game. I asked him in a comment section because he posted the first well-off media NFL access or whatever. And I was like, are you going to be at the Philly game? So I'm hoping he gets to do the Philly game. It's 258 of us. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Yes, Pilar is gorgeous. I saw Boog too. I think she's 52. Is she? No, I don't know. How old is Shiloh? 25? 24? Yeah, maybe. She is beautiful. She's really pretty. She kind of looked like Kamora Simmons in the picture. Yep. It said Miss Pilar is definitely bae. Okay, let me go back to it because y'all crushing on Miss Pilar. I gotta send this. I'm like, okay, there's a segment. I'm a time stamp it. They crushing on you in the comments. It say I just tried to watch, but she can get a little crunk, so I just turned to something else. It is disrespectful. I know Shedeur is scratching his head. No, he not. I think he knew. Dylan played a whole game. Yup. Let him go on out there. That's what I was like. You know what? I said, you know what? Screw this depth chart. Shedeur don't need to do nothing else. He did more than anybody else has done. He's the best rookie quarterback. He carried the load. He gave them a win. They don't appreciate it. Dylan hasn't proven anything. A local Browns podcast put out a statement that said, on top of the whole Dylan situation, it said, it would be nice to see Dylan get out there so we could see what he could do. In other words, he ain't proved nothing, so put him out there. So I'm okay with them putting Shedeur at the bottom of the depth chart. That just means you going to play Dylan because you're not going to get Shedeur at 4 and make him play the whole game and Dylan does nothing at 3. What you protecting him for? I'm like, they fighting it. They fighting it hard like a baby fighting sleep. Just the same way. It's the same way. It's that Tony had. Oh, yeah. That's the guy that Tony Grossi, right? Yeah, I can't believe he said that out loud, though. I was like, why would you say that? So I guess he was embarrassed that was caught on camera. Would he have felt better? All of the nasty things that they say about Shedeur, said them folks hate being videoed to spin the truth. That's what I think too, because he can't spin the story. He could have. He could say anything, but he can't because it's documented. I'm sure Bucky has media credentials. Cameras were everywhere. He can't expect to be private in a public setting. I agree, K. Hayes. It said Grossi was playing the victim. Yep. Thank you, Willie. It says, but if Shedeur and Grossi's thing wasn't filmed, what is the over or under that Grossi would have written a monster hit about it? Right. I totally agree. Oh, I don't know if y'all know, but Myles Garrett got a speeding ticket. I didn't get a picture intentionally because I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it. I didn't like the way the story was shared. Right. Mary Cabot wrote the story. Myles Garrett, and it was just basic, right? Myles Garrett was stopped going 100 miles an hour in Stonesville after the team returned from Charlotte. And something about the team know about it because he previously flipped his Porsche. I didn't see the part about the flipping the Porsche. I was like, a ticket, he human, right? And people were like, well, you wouldn't say that if you knew that he ran into a family, did this and the other. I said, well, she didn't write it like that. She just made it seem like he got a damn speeding ticket like Shedeur. That's what she did. That's just what she did. I said, look, even still, okay, even still, if you going to tell the story, just either tell the whole story or just shut the hell up. Don't even put the part about him crashing his Porsche if it don't have no context. You're making him seem irresponsible. Was it an accident? Did somebody run into him? Were they both speeding? That's my point. If you don't have no context, then shut the hell up. They always want to take a story and make it seem worse than it is. But then when people comment on it, on the basic information that they give, oh, I'm sarcastic. No, I'm not sarcastic. He's human. I don't know the story. She didn't tell it. I can only comment on what she put out there. I'm like, if y'all concerned about him, then show some compassion. But all you doing is judging him in the comments. You don't know what the hell is going on with him. I'm like, but this is not the forum for it. Be compassionate or shut the hell up. Seriously. That's why I wasn't going to talk about it. Anyway, so, he's okay. I don't know. I don't know his situation. I don't know him personally. Yeah, it's concerning if he's had an accident before, but I can't judge the man because I don't know. He could have been at the stoplight and somebody could have ran it and hit him. I don't know because she didn't put it in there. But to put it out here that he flipped his car, it makes him seem like he intentionally flipped his car, or maybe he accidentally flipped his car. Either way, we don't have enough information to go on. So, hey, he's human. I hope he's okay. Pray for him. Be compassionate or shut the hell up. That's what they do. Maybe some about the team know about it. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they need to get him into therapy. I don't know. But you didn't give me no information to go on. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell gave Bucky clearance to film Shedeur. Yeah, but he also said that Shedeur has to get team-by-team approval. And Miss Constant, Coach Prime business partner, helped him secure approval from the Panthers, who seem to be progressive now after they failed, like the Falcons. They got it together. I don't know about Philly. Hopefully he gets the access. So he has to find out from every team if he could come onto the premises and film. As much as I want Shedeur Sanders to shine, I low-key wish the Browns would have not drafted him, would have not started him, so they wouldn't know how good he is, so they would be willing to trade him to another team deserving. I agree, but I can't tell you what team he could go to. Anybody of Shedeur's caliber, the phone would be jumping. I've seen this before with Bryce Young. They were going to do a hostile takeover when the Panthers benched him. This is worse than that. This is essentially the same thing. And nobody's calling because this is the owner's doing. This ain't Stefanski's doing. Stefanski is, what did he describe himself as? Some kind of servant? All right. That's all this is proving. The longer this go on, this is going to go right back to the 32 owners who can't hide behind arbitration. This is their doing because they took Shedeur off the board. They colluded against Shedeur. If he gets the QB1 and he balls out, everybody going to look right at them. Notice nobody's talking about that. That's because he couldn't control the narrative. If Bucky didn't have it in camera, he would have turned it negative. That's what people were saying. Why was he so, why was he so upset, right? That, I can't believe he said that. Well, I didn't like that his brother had filmed it. I'm like, I don't think I would have said that part, but I'm a professional, so. Where Miss Pilar goes? She back. She back. It said Dylan is not ready. He might not be ready for Philly. He was embarrassed. The video went viral. You're right. That's what it was. That's what it was. They said Miss Pilar is 50. Okay. She's pretty. She's pretty. He's stuck in the old days. I agree. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So are the Browns and some of their fan base, not all of them. Because we do have some Browns fans and they seem to be pretty progressive, but it's too many of them that live in the country, apparently. They don't know what's going on. When black people say you from the country or you country, you know exactly what that means. That means you don't know. You're not with it. You don't know what's really going on. You're not sheltered. You just in the dark ages somewhere. Roger Goodell permitted Bucky to record. Right. But he does have to get approval on a team by team basis. So the teams that don't want him to do it, and you probably can guess who it is, are going to say no. Probably the Giants are like, yeah. If they say yes, I'd be shocked. But again, Miss Constance has connections. That Rolodex she has is probably worth $1 billion by itself. And we're being facetious when we say Rolodex. It said, notice how all of the sports channels are changing their tune about Shedeur. Yep. So the word has been sent down because they all had the same talking points. And that's how they parrot the same language. Wait, it didn't make national news? What you talking about? Myles Garrett? No, it didn't. Because I heard about it. Somebody sent me the story. I didn't even know about it. Tony wasn't in a private setting. Right. How you're not even in a private setting? How you don't want cameras? It's cameras everywhere. But again, somebody just said it. His mental is dated. So, and they like to control everything. Yep, we still up. We still up. Miles, oh no, the accident happened in 2022. Right. And honestly, I don't have no context or nothing. I'm just like, just stop being in the comments dogging him out. Y'all don't know what's going on. You didn't provide enough to go along. You're making it seem irresponsible. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's not. We don't know. And that's what I don't like. They take the story and just put the negative part out there. And when people start commenting on it and like, hey, calm down. It's a speeding ticket. He gonna be okay. They upset. And I told them, I'm like, then tell the whole story or shut the hell up, because stop. And I told y'all they was getting on Miles anyway. So, who knows? Who knows? Yes, Bucky mentioned Constance. Yep. He said he gave, he thanked her. I wonder if they're going to blow it up like Shedeur's. Well, let's see. Is Bucky allowed to film all games? It's a team by team decision. That's what they said. It's a team by team decision. So Ms. Constance probably got to call around to the different organizations and, see if they can get clearance for him based on, who the Browns play. Stefanski seems stressed. He should be, because lying is difficult and guilt will eat at you. He flipped his car over in 2022, swerving to miss an animal. You see what I'm saying? Do you see exactly what I'm saying? This is exactly what I'm talking about. They coming at me. I'm like, hold your horses. Okay. You didn't give no context to this story. So if you're not going to give no context, you pray for him to be okay. You can be concerned about him, but you need to be compassionate and stop being judgmental. You see what I'm saying? This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's crazy. So let's see if it go national. Mayberry, that's what we call Cleveland. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Thank you for the insight, because it's given. It's given. Everyone has a camera. Tony need to have a seat. Right. Somebody could have filmed that on their phone. Right. Somebody could have filmed that on their phone. I'm like, was it really Bucky that filmed it? It said Philly will probably be cool with Bucky filming too. Yeah, they seem pretty progressive over there. I don't know how true it is, but based on the people that hang around the team, they seem to be pretty progressive. Yeah, Amber said Mayberry. But I'm going to take that because that's what it's given. That's what it's given. Had Bucky not recorded that, they would have used it against him to demonize Shedeur about his maturity. That's why Prime records everything. Yep. Okay, I have to tell y'all this story. Okay, so speaking of maturity. All right, so y'all know the NFL Network did a hit job on Shedeur Sanders. I had already called that out before. Y'all know they in the middle of a deal. I think it might be final. They're gonna be owned by ESPN. So they had this guy. I think he went to Notre Dame and was caught in some kind of scandal where he lied about his girlfriend dying, but she never really existed. Turned out he got catfished by a man. Some weird story. Mateo or somebody, y'all might know who it is. So he was on, this guy with that story was on the NFL Network. And this is where Bucky needs to send a cease and desist to the media. This is the type of media that needs to get the cease and desist. He says, yeah, the Shedeur I saw play the other night was more mature because in college, he always blamed his O-line. I was like, no, he didn't. So, of course, I didn't have to say nothing because the fans went in like piranha at him. And again, you got to be desperate for a paycheck knowing your backstory. And you going to get out there. After you said a fake person died and you was being catfished by a man. And you going to talk about Shedeur, I would just be quiet. Because they going to eat you alive. I'm like, how do these people get y'all to get up here and use you like this so people could come at you? Because that's all it did. It made people say things to him in the comments. It made people say things to him in the comments all day. And I was like, you got to be crazy to put yourself in that situation. Your backstory. Everybody knows your backstory. I don't even know his name. I had to look him up and still forgot his name because it's the way it's spelled or something. Manatee or somebody like that. I'm like, God. So that's the kind of person that I said they need to send a cease and desist letter to because you're trying to ruin his reputation. He did not always blame his O-line. We probably did, but he didn't. That's the kind of things they do to try to ruin Shedeur's reputation. And again, the NFL Network is still doing a hit job on Shedeur. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. They just not owned by the NFL no more. Yeah, because it looks untoward to have the NFL Network dragging and disparaging an NFL draft prospect, which is why I say they are now owned by ESPN. I stand by it. I stand by it. It say he did get a ticket after the game, 166. Yeah. So if he was swerving to miss an animal, she intentionally left out the most important part. And what she said, people started condemning him. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. People get speeding tickets. And what did you want him to do? Hit the animal? No, you didn't want that. Hell, they will still be talking about that. So thank you for that. Oh, and Constance has mood swag. What is that? What do you mean by that? Miles is cool. It seems he really likes Shedeur. I think they all do. Well, the majority of them. I think the majority of them do. They will use it against Myles Garrett if he doesn't perform this year or if there's some kind of dust up. Remember, they have guarantees. So I posted the other day. Let me get to it. I posted the other day that under the new contracts that were recently signed, a player that played for the Vikings or the Ravens got a DUI. It cost him $5 million in NFL money. Not a fine. It cost him $5 million because he lost his guarantees. He only made $13 million and got a fork over $5, lose $5 in guarantees. And if he already earned it, he got to pay it back. I'm like, ooh. So they could get Myles Garrett that way. They could. And I told y'all they was coming for him. I told y'all the other day when they were talking about the other night. That's why I blocked the page. I'm like, y'all going in on Myles Garrett? I'm like, oh, because he said something good about Shedeur. Oh, okay. Jerry Jeudy found his voice. It was light, but he found it. So, maybe that's why they put that story out there like that, right? To cost him his guarantees. It could be. Now that we thinking about it, that's exactly why she probably wrote that story that way, to cost him his guarantees. See, Shedeur probably didn't have no guarantees to lose because he was drafted late, which might be a good thing. Because had that happened with $46 million, if the guy with 13 million lost 5, ooh, he would have lost some money. See, and again, I don't know exactly what it is that you can lose it for, but I do know that this guy, I'm trying to get to the story because I posted it. I shared it just because I felt like fans need to see this, right? Just the whole thing like Gage getting waived due to a severe injury, and he can maybe come back on the practice squad. And remember, they don't get paid yet. So I'm like, he didn't get no money and they cut him and he got hurt working for them. That doesn't seem right to me. That's free labor. And when you get hurt, you get discarded. So I just kind of think that that's weird. Y'all don't think that that's weird? I think it's weird. I'm looking for this story. Post. There we go. Here it is. I must have posted that last week. Yeah, I guess I did. Here it is right here. I said, geesh. Let me share it with y'all. Let's see if I can share it. Here it is right here. Let me see if I could grab it. It says, geesh, those NFL contracts will have some players broke before they leave the NFL. Normally they broke after they leave. You're going to be broke before you leave. It said it's cheaper to hire a driver full time. Oh, okay. I didn't put the breakdown. It said Jordan Addison's 3-game suspension for his DUI will cost him over $5 million. And it's all based on guarantees and this, that, and the other. So if you make 13 million, it's going to cost you 5 million. You get suspended. So let's see if Myles Garrett gets suspended. That's what you're looking for. They gonna be broke. They gonna be broke for real. Manti Te'o, that's him. That's him. I think so too, Willie. I think so too. And he didn't want people to know. Again, why would you get up there and condemn Shedeur and lie? Because he didn't blame his O-line all the time. He did not. In fact, he had his O-line standing behind him after people said he did. I'd be wanting to roast them on a whole nother level. Oh, okay. It says, I remember that story. You talking about the Manti Te'o guy? Yeah. I think that story was viral. I mean, they talked about that on the news and everything. That was just weird. It said, oh, that's not worth it. I'll be in the Uber. I agree, Amber. That's just crazy. Addison. Yep, that's his name. That's his name. It said NFL hustling hard with fake trap guaranteed contracts. Right. I'm like, they doing everything they can to make you broke before you leave. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, a suspension. Woo, a DUI cost him $5 million, and it had nothing to do with the legal aspect. Of course, that's going to cost too, but $5 million? Hell, to me, if you, I mean, it's speeding for miles. It might cost him. They might try to get him. Because to me, it shouldn't, because it's a speeding ticket. But again, if he gets suspended, maybe they like, because the way she wrote the story, it made it seem like he was irresponsible. It was Luke that got cut. Yeah, he did. He got waived. Luke got waived. Myles be like, let me eat a whole turkey. Yeah, he's a big dude. Gage will get a medical payout. I hope so. How you get a medical payout and you don't work for them yet, though? Are you sure about that, K. Hayes? Gage is still trying to make it. I think they say he's going to come back and be on the practice squad. Make your kids play baseball, basketball, and hockey. I totally agree. Was he a black player? No, he wasn't. Mike, you talking about Floria? No, not Gage. We talking about Luke. Luke is the one that got waived. Gage is still playing. Gage is still with the team. It's Luke Floria that's the one that's cut. Well, waived. I hate to use the word cut, waived. That's why they were trying to implement that clause in these players' contract so they can take their money. Right. That's why I said, if you're not a quarterback, They don't care. They're going to be like, sure, come on back. It's going to cost you $5 million. That is roughly half of your contract. That's at least 40%. 40% of your earnings. Bro, you could have hired all of them. Just need to go ahead on and hire chauffeurs. Just do it. Just do it. No, Floria. Yeah, I like him. Was proud of Jerry Judy today. Okay. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? How you doing? Salute, salute, salute. That's why Shedeur said he's not driving that much anymore. I wouldn't. I mean, he don't probably have no guarantees to lose, but the way the NFL work, they're going to try to dig into the next contract that you don't even have yet. I'm sick of the double standard when it involves black players. Yeah, I just feel like the way they told that story, it was making it seem he was being irresponsible. So, yep. So I think that's it, guys. I think, what did y'all think about the whole Shedeurian concept? What y'all think about the coming to the Browns with the player, and that's not the way you're supposed to come? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? Again, I want a t-shirt that says Shedeurian. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I think that I like the name. It seemed like they want to name us. I'll take Shedeurian over Sanders Nation. A Shedeurian. That is hilarious to me. I'm like, I just picture an anime character or some what was that movie with the blue people? Avatar or something like that. People that look like that. That's when I think of Shedeurian, I think of the blue people from Avatar. Futuristic. That's what it sounds like. Sounds like we following a Greek god. Oh, Lord. Shedeur is a threat to the NFL and his own brand. Off the field, too much power. Wow. That was the receiver that caught the one-hand catch. I hope they bring him back. Yeah, they said on the practice squad. Yeah, they said it. Okay, well, I don't think y'all care about the whole Shedeurian concept. So we're just going to leave it where it is, and I'm going to get me a t-shirt. And I want to see how many people figure out what it is. Yes, I did watch Shedeur mic'd up. I talked about it earlier today. I said it was about a 12-minute video that Cleveland put out. It's pretty good. I like the takeaways from it. You know, it shows you that he's a leader. You know, always learning. When he was talking to Myles Garrett, that type of thing. Shedeur is probably gonna be the one telling Myles Garrett, "You need to get you a driver." TV said, "I'm here for Shedeur and Shedeur only." Yup. I mean, I want the Browns to win, but the way they treat Shedeur, I don't think I care about the Browns no more. They created that, and the people, the local media, need to accept the fact that the Browns are dysfunctional and unstable, and it turns fans off, even if they come to celebrate the players. How can you stay with the way the players are treated? How can you stay with how dysfunctional the organization is? Normally, when a legacy enters the same profession as their father, it's normally seen as a good thing. Yep, it is. Shedeur is still a kid. Love it. He was talking to Myles like a little brother. Right. He was wanting to learn from Myles. I want to see if I can, how do I do with one of your swipes, right? And then the whole referees, the SWAC and the HBCU content creators took the piece of the video with Shedeur talking to the refs, and they're talking about it, which they should. Again, Jackson State has shown nothing but love. Even Amazon acknowledged Jackson State for Coach Prime Travis and Shedeur, like planting the flag and showing. It was so cute. It was animated, and it just showed all Jackson State was the flag. Then it converted to CU and everything. You know, everybody shows love and respect. Like Shedeur getting his flowers and everything, and in Cleveland is just slinking around. I just don't like that the local media is trying to blame the Shedeurians. What you want us to do that they mistreating him? Instead of talking about us, why don't you go hold them accountable? They don't want to do that. But I do like the Shedeurians, so I'm getting me a t-shirt. All right, y'all. I guess we're going to say good night. I'm going through the rest of these comments. I guess we're going to get out of here. Val said, hey, Val, how you doing? Val said Shedeur's. The ref liked him too. Yep, the ref liked it. Everybody did. I'm sure Miles got his back. Yep, and Shedeur gonna have Miles back. Watch what I tell you. Manti Te'o was that guy's name. Yep, that was the one. He's on the NFL Network. I'm like, bro, they sent you out here to slaughter, to drag Shedeur about a story that's not true, knowing your backstory. You got it. Was that some kind of like hazing ritual? I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It said Njoku and Miles were looking like proud parents. Yep. Flacco too. Flacco looked like he was in there. Flacco is talking to him, asking him, like how he was doing or something. Or Flacco was good. I like Flacco. I think Flacco and Shedeur are going to be the two. In fact, when they were talking about the reps, again, I don't know why they said instead of Shedeur and Dylan with the 2s and the 3s, they were like, I guess they said Shedeur was with the 3s and then went to the 2s, and Dylan was with the 2s and then went to the 3s. And then they said when Shedeur was with the 2s, it was him and Flacco. Something like that. And I kind of raised an eyebrow. I said, I think that's the way it's going to end up. And if that was always the plan, they intentionally devalued him. And that's a whole nother conversation that we already touched on. Did you see the video of Coach Prime taking the walk for Shedeur on the day he played in the NFL? No, but I did see Shedeur doing the walk, probably remembering everything that his father said. JSU is always down the ride. Yep. I still ride with them too. I was like, do I really want to make this trip back to Mississippi? I still support them. I guess I always will. So it's not that all fans leave. It depends on how the university or the team treats the player. And that's what the Cleveland media needs to understand. It's that, did you hear Miles' co-signature at the end of that conversation on the sidelines? Miles said, we're going to need you. Man, we're going to need you. Yes, yes, yes. Shedeur was very disciplined. There's no, it said there's no rattling this kid. Not at all. You can't shake him at all. I don't know if people were paying attention to the highlights. There was one game, the pressure was right in his face. He was poised as hell. He's so used to it. JSU, I think they're going to go back to the SWAC and the Celebration Bowl. Hopefully against FAMU. I think that's a good matchup. It said Coach Kevin was standing there alone with some other guys looking stoic. Trash. Basuda. Night, y'all. Good night, Political Ill. Good night, good night, good night. We are the light. It gives shine and shows blemishes. Yep. He got catfish. Yep. Hate to leave on a good note. All right. All right. It's good to leave on a good note. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. It said, come on to homecoming. We will take care of you. Okay, maybe. You never know. Matter of fact, I heard the homecoming schedule is out. I always look at the pictures of the kings and queens because they're so pretty. Somebody did an AI one. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Flacco is a true veteran. Respect. Yep. I like Flacco. He seemed to be pretty good. He hear his dad in his voice. Yep. I said that too. I said the same thing. Great content. Thank you. All right. On that note, we're going to get out of here. HBCU to NFL again. Heisman needs to recognize Hunter attended an HBCU. I didn't realize they didn't. But I'm not surprised. Look what they did to Shedeur. See y'all later. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Turn your notifications on. We popped up earlier today. We'll probably pop up again tomorrow. The team is off tomorrow. They're traveling to Philly. So, we'll just find out what we can. And any breaking news, we'll share it. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I'm going to leave Miss Pilar up here so, y'all can get y'all's crushes on. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Thanks, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out. 270 people, please. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.